Namaskar and welcome. Today, we're going to dive deep into the powerful ideologies that shape our world. We're going to explore a really fascinating idea from our source material about why they all seem to fall short and what might actually lie beyond them on the path to true human progress. So just think about it for a second. Nationalism, capitalism, communism, communalism. These are huge forces, right? They've literally defined human history. But what if they all share one single fundamental flaw? Well, the source we're looking at today says they absolutely do, and it all boils down to one simple concept. Okay, let's get into this. Now, I know that definition on your screen sounds pretty academic, so let's just break down what it really means. An epithism is basically an idea that's a perfect fit for one specific moment in history. The right time, the right place, the right people. But here's the kicker. The universe is always moving, always changing. Nothing ever stands still. So an idea that was perfect for one era just can't be the ultimate truth for all people for all time. It's like a snapshot that we try to treat as the whole movie. And this leads us to a really powerful conclusion in the text. It's that these isms, because of what they are, they get outdated. And when we cling to them, they stop being useful tools and actually become the very things that cause division, conflict, and disrupt human harmony. So, we've got the problem down, but you might be wondering, how do these outdated ideas keep such a strong grip on us? Well, the source argues that they tap into our most basic, most negative human emotions. It's kind of brilliant, in a sinister way. The source calls these the 8 mental fetters, like canes for the mind, and they are the psychological fuel that keeps these divisive ideologies running. The 6 you see here are some of the heavy hitters: hatred for the other, fear of losing what you have, doubt about anyone who's different, shame, hypocrisy. These emotions get manipulated by isms to build walls between us and keep us locked into these competing groups. Okay, so if isms are the problem, then what's the solution? This is where the source really pivots and starts to build a new vision for society. And it all starts with completely rethinking our economic systems from the ground up. And this table here illustrates the core economic argument beautifully. It suggests that, believe it or not, capitalism and communism are actually two sides of the same coin. They're both centralized systems built for profit, and they both end up creating huge inequality. The alternative that's proposed is a decentralized economy, one designed not for making a profit, but for consumption, for directly meeting human needs. This quote just sums it all up, doesn't it? It's such a simple but totally profound shift in what we're aiming for. Just imagine a world where the main reason we make things isn't to make a profit for a handful of people, but to provide for everyone. That's the guiding light right here. But a truly just society is about so much more than just economics, right? So the source builds on this foundation by laying out 3 inviolable social rules. These are designed to protect the very core of our human dignity. These are presented as 3 Cardinal Socio-Political Principles. And the idea is that for any society to really progress and be stable, these 3 rules can never, ever be broken. No excuses, no exceptions. They're seen as fundamental protections for every single person. And here they are. First, nobody should lose their job unless a new one has already been set up for them. Second, absolutely no forcible religious conversion. And third, no one's native language should ever be suppressed. So the point is crystal clear. Protecting people's livelihoods, their spiritual freedom, and their cultural identity, that stuff is non-negotiable. The text argues that when you attack any of these, you cause immense suffering and things start to fall apart. This brings us from the huge societal level right down to the individual, to you and me. If we're supposed to escape the trap of these limiting isms, what should our ultimate goal in life even be? Well, the source proposes this universal path called human dharma, and it's basically 4 connected stages of a journey. First is Vistara, which is all about expanding your mind. This leads you to rasa, which is this amazing feeling of connecting with the flow of the cosmos. And from that deep connection comes seva, or selfless service to everyone and everything. And the final stage is tadstati, which is reaching that ultimate spiritual goal. This is really framed as the evolutionary path for all of us. We start out making sure we have our physical needs met. Food, shelter, all that. But the journey doesn't stop there. The real goal is to keep moving, to evolve towards these higher states of psychic and spiritual purpose. This is the final vision that the source material leaves us with. It suggests that our true identity isn't defined by a flag or a border, but by our connection to the entire cosmos. It's a powerful thought that asks us to see beyond all the lines that try to divide us. If this explainer gave you something new to think about, please consider subscribing to the channel and liking the video. It really helps support our work. Thanks so much for joining us.